Alright, chapter 14. Temsik Park, the site of little Lady Camilla's abduction tonight. And the place where an important piece of evidence, the music box, was hidden. Wonder why our little lady detective is looking so dejected. At least she isn't dead. But what did she find? It's actually been a while since we looked through this, so let's go through it. I lost my life at a lonely spot on the outskirts of town, and I'm trying to find out the truth behind my death. My name's Cecil. In order to stop Detective Jowd's execution, I got the Justice Minister on our side, but it now seems Lean needs my help. The detective who was at the scene of my death, her name's Lean. She's trying to stop Detective Jowd's execution, so she went to Temsik Park to look for an important piece of evidence. That's nothing new. She's Detective Jowd's daughter. Her name is Camilla. Apparently, she believes her mother's death was caused by a contraption she created. She was kidnapped because she was mistaken for the Justice Minister's daughter. Lean's neighbor, her name is Emma. In protest of her Justice Minister's husband's execution order, she moved out with her daughter. She's made up with her husband, but apparently is doomed to dangle from the chandelier tonight. Yeah, that happened in the last one. The daughter of a woman in purple, her name's Emily. With peace restored to her family and finally being able to call her father, she's now sleeping soundly. Maybe she's worn out by all the drama. I mean, it is also 1 o'clock in the morning for them. Justice Minister who sits agonizing in a stately office. 1 month ago, he was physically manipulated into ordering the death row convict's execution. Not wanting to get this out, he's since been in constant anguish. Cabanilla, the SIU, means Cabanilla getting ahead is the only thing he thinks about. He's investigating a big deal tonight. After finding out about what the manipulator really is, he rushed off somewhere. After hearing Lean's story at the restaurant, he takes on the task of looking for the little lady. The superintendent, who lives in the maintenance building, the murder machine in the building's basement almost looks identical to the contraption that killed Jowd's wife. The chef at the chicken kitchen, he cooks chicken that the waitress brings out to the customers. He sings in his rich tenor voice whenever he gets the chance. Investigating the murder, there are so many of them I can't tell them apart. Me neither. Guard at the prison, he's no longer sitting at his desk. In grave situations, he performs the panic dance. A dance that's been passed down from his family for generations. A rock and roller who sang national secrets during a live nationwide broadcast, thought to have manipulated into committing this crime. He is now being held in a top secret research facility. An odd fellow who laid siege to the Metro Police Department and demanded curry and rice, thought to have been manipulated into committing his crime. He is now being held in a top secret facility. Death row inmate, his name is Jowd. To protect his daughter, he accepted the blame for his wife's murder. He claims to have stolen somebody else's life as well. Inspector Cabanilla hauled him off to the minister's office after his escape from prison. The itchy man. I guess. The chief of the SIU, his job is to sit at his desk station and give... There's that. The police investigator who's working undercover at the chicken kitchen as a waitress. Her name is Memory. She planted a bug in the suspicious couple's chicken. She's a co-worker of the detective doing a stakeout from the park. One half of the couple that showed up to make a deal that could affect the future of the nation. He's a perpetrator who abducted Camilla, mistaking her for the Justice Minister's daughter. One half of the couple that showed up to make a deal that could affect the future of the nation. She has a strong sixth sense and can apparently sense my presence. He doesn't seem to notice anything besides his glass in his hands, or does he? Like Camilla's mother and Giles' wife 5 years ago, who was shot and killed by a contraption Camilla made for her birthday. The contraption Camilla made for her birthday made it impossible. This is a good possibility the manipulator had a hand in her death. Alright. Huh? What's he doing here? La, 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 let me spin. Oh. The world will not end if the food delivery is a little late. La, la, la. A little late? It's already ice cold. There we go. Sorry. Phew, I got this thing spinning pretty fast. I didn't even put much effort into it. This has got quite a bit of power and speed for a piece of playground equipment. I can imagine all the poor kids who get sent flying all over the park. Alright. Oh, there you are, Cecil. From your dejected expression, I gather you didn't find what you were looking for. Right. I can't find the music box anywhere. But I did find something else instead. Something horrible. Horrible? What is it? There, in the grass. You better see for yourself. Oh. Looks like a dead body. I nearly died when I saw it. I suppose now that we found it, we can't just leave it there, can we? No? I suppose not. Fine. This dude. Stop the park from being turned into a housing site to protect the park. Is you there? You're talking to me, aren't you? I have some leaflets for you. Leaflets, you know, will be very interested. I urge you to pursue it thoroughly, examining detail. Never mind that right now. Do you even remember your name? My name? My name? What does my name matter when there are more important things to worry about? Okay. Come now and study these tracks with me, my brother. Come and learn about... no thanks. The night is no longer young. As a matter of fact, the daybreak is approaching, but we are young. Looks like I don't have time to get involved in your way of life. But I am interested in your way of death. So let's go back 4 minutes before your death. Do we have to take him with? Can we just leave him? It's so I've made up my mind. I've resolved to live here in this park and defend it. Okay. What does that have to do with this rock the gods you mentioned? You still don't appear to understand. I've written it quite clearly in the 4th leaflet in great detail. Excuse me, but I have to use the restroom. Dude, don't. Yeah! I'm coming! Just hold on! I'll be right there. I've located the document. A girl of the right age coming right out of the apartment at the right time. Yes, my dear. I will be ever so gently nab her and come right back to your side. Good evening, young man. Would you mind coming with me? Yeah! Oh, what should I do? What should I do? I have to do something. Dang. What the world? What just happened? Oh, that's Mino. Mino? Mino, the mascot, the symbol of Temsik Park. Forget about the name of that big creepy lunk of concrete. I'm talking about the way it changed direction. Did you see that? Yes, I did. We witnessed it with our own eyes. The power of the rock. That was the power of the rock. The power of the rock saved the little girl. And then the same power deliberately crushed you instead. Yes, precisely. That's the mischief of the rock. I'm just gonna put rock instead of what it actually is. Was it the mischief of the rock or was it a ghost track? Couldn't be a ghost track. No ghost track can change the direction of something that heavy in the air. But wait a minute. What if there was somebody with much greater powers than me? Well, I need to do something. Look at that! There's another flames beside mine. Oh, that's the flame of a rock, is it? But hold on. Your spirit is a flame too, isn't it? Yeah, so? Pardon me, but are you a rock? I sincerely doubt it. At the last minute, that big lump of concrete made a huge swing to one side. That's probably what that flame's doing. But who could it be? I definitely believe it's either a rock or some body rock related. Maybe I better try talking to this person? I mean, we can try. What the? This person was with so much greater powers than me? It's you? Hey! Caesar! Oh my, it's Missile! You look well for being dead. Did you see what I did? I did it! I tried really hard and did it! I saved Miss Camilla! Are you telling me I was done in by a puppy dog? Missile, what's going on? How'd you get the powers of the dead? I'm glad you asked! After Miss Camilla went out and you left, I worked like crazy to make my own path and did it! And then I followed Miss Camilla out into the big wide world. And then, here at this park, I found her at last.
Yes, you guessed it. I barked. You bet I did. And I went right after her, too.
I forget Missile's voice. I'm giving it this. Oh no, Missile.
And then, I guess I died. And then, I was unconscious for a little while. And when I came to, it was all over. Poor Miss Camilla. Crushed under that big, scary lump.
Oh, what could I have done? I'm so sorry, little lady. Please forgive me.
Miss Camilla!
I'm sorry.
I had to rescue Miss Camilla. It was up to me. I cried out from the depths of my heart. And then... I can't tell you how surprised I was. I bet you understand, right?
Better than anybody else could.
And I remembered what you did for me, how you saved me.
So, you went back, right? Back to 4 minutes before the little lady's death.
You bet I did!
Yes, my dear, ever so gently. And...
Now's my chance. I thought I saw the core.
I don't know, it looks pretty far.
I stretched out my paw towards the core. And how I felt at that moment, I'd love for you to be able to feel it too. Go ahead, Cecil. Go ahead and try it for yourself.
I can't believe it! How could you connect over such a great distance?
Well, they don't call me Missile for nothing.
And so then you manipulated that Mino thing and threw it aside? Right on top of my head!
Oh, no, exactly.
Huh?
I can't manipulate things like you can, Cecil.
You can't? Then how did you...
I don't know what I didn't know what to do, and then I happened to see something out of the corner of my eye. And it had a core too. A single leaf hanging from the tree. I tried reaching out to the leaf.
What in the world?
I can't manipulate things, but apparently I can swap them. As long as the two things have the same shape, that is.
Swap things with the same shape?
Go ahead and try it. Tap the swap button.
That's incredible! So that's how you saved your mistress, is it? And that's how I became caught up in this!
I'm very sorry! My powers were too meager.
Meager?
Because you see, I saw one more. And I happened to notice one more core. I thought, with the exact same shape stuck in the tree, in the branches of a tree.
Hey, you're right. If Mino could be swapped with that, then the disaster wouldn't have rained down on my head. But what is that thing? It's too big to be a leaf. Whatever it is, I much prefer it to be on my head than a Mino. So why don't you swap this?
I could. I could stretch out my paw a little further than you can, Cecil. But it was just too far for me. I couldn't reach it.
I must admit, it's fascinating. It's a fascinating spectacle of a death, if I do say so myself.
I kept retrying over and over, seeing if there was anything I could do.
I bet there's something you can do now.
Huh?
If we work together, you and me.
Cecil, you think so?
I don't plan on letting anybody die in front of me tonight. Do you think you could help me?
Of course.
Naturally. So we're going to drop that Mino thing in a different spot. Okay, let's try it. Let's go back again 4 minutes before. Alright, let's get started. We got a football that we need to swap. 4 minutes from now, you'll swap the Mino with the leaf. And then you'll have to swap the Mino with something else. Something with the same shape. Oh, I believe that's a rugby ball. It's a football, dude. Okay, rugby ball, huh? Well, if the football is where it is now, Missile can't reach it. That means I'll have to move it closer somehow. It looks like you and I will have to work together on that one, Missile.
Okay, I'm ready. Whenever you want to use my swap trick, just tap the missile icon. That way, you'll be able to control me. And then if you tap the Cecil icon...
Control will come back to me.
Okay, let's try it. Together, we can stop Mino from hurting anybody.
Alright. Let's first talk. Alright, Missile. Your powers are the key this time.
Okay, I'm ready. I can swap anything out half the same shape. Just call on me if you find anything you want to try.
Probably the best thing to do now is just try a bunch of things and see how it goes. And if I see something we can swap, we should use the missile icon. Alright. Do that. Well, would you look at that? There are a lot of round things around here.
Oh boy! That means it's time for me, oh boy!
My hair's also round. Let's see. Use missile icons, just tap that. See what happens. No. Phew! Here you come already. I swore myself not to repeat my mistakes. Mistakes? When somebody's in trouble, you should lend them a hand. Otherwise, you'll definitely regret it. And then the recklessness of youth has taken over, giving you lightning-fast speed.
I've been thinking. We could stop this man from running. Maybe he wouldn't get squished.
It won't be easy to stop me once the reckless youth has taken over. Stop me? Well, that's a different option. Certainly. I don't know how this is really going to be pulled at all. Actually, I'm going to need to swap these so I can use this. No. Wait. There we go, jeez. Ooh, didn't see this coming. Don't you know the first thing about the globe climber? Even little children can treat it with the respect it deserves. They know that unless you spin it gently, there's no stopping it. Yeah, it does seem pretty dangerous. It looks like I'm just destined to fly through the air like this for a while. That might just buy us some time.
Maybe he'll just keep spinning around and around like that for the whole 4 minutes.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I would stand it for that long. Anyway, we've at least stopped him from running a whole while. Let's do what we can while we have the chance. No.
Look at this funny flattened ball. It's the same shape as that horrible Mino. but it's too far for me to swap from here.
Even this ball is starting to look horrible to me. I have to find a way to get this ball closer to the Nino. Knock it down from the tree, I say. There must be something we can do. Yeah, there is. We'll have you right there for the moment. Yeah. Knock it down.
Phew, that was close. If it hit the ball, it could have knocked it down.
Is that all this umbrella can be used for? For knocking down the football?
Don't forget about my powers.
And don't forget about my the recklessness of my youth. Don't worry, I will. Alright.
Cecil, did you see that? Did you see the seesaw?
Yeah, I guess the tire's too heavy to get much height.
I
Wouldn't have been surprised if it launched me into the air. What was that? The tire does have a bit of weight to it.
No matter how heavy it is, I can still swap it.
So weight isn't a factor, right? It's a swap. I think we're gonna have to restart this. I want to swap these two. Let's swap these two for a minute. It's too heavy, the seesaw won't budge.
Maybe it's because of the swap I made.
I guess the little ball is all the weight I can handle. Let's try this then. Yep. Over. We want to swap that. Do that swap. Go back to Cecil. Really? There. We want this to be down there. That there. And swap things too. Actually, I need to be back up there. Wow. So I did not see that. I never thought an umbrella would catch the ball. Did you see that? The tree branch, it shook a little.
I think I saw it shake too.
If only the shock was a little more, it would have knocked that terrible football down from this terrible tree. Maybe it just needs a little more weight.
I'm sure we could do this. We just have to put our heads together.
Everything looks good so far. We just need one more step. And that step is missile. There, we moved the ball. What do you think, Missile?
With the ball there, I think I can do it.
In just a few seconds, you'll swap the Mino with the leaf. And then from there, swap the Mino one more time. The final moment is near, Missile. Are you ready?
You bet!
Alright, it's Missile's time to shine! 3, 2, 1. 0.
Okay, watch me, Cecil. Here I go.
The finishing touches. You can do it, Missile. Swap Mino with that ball.
There, how's that?
My hat has been spared. Truly, that was a try worthy of the rocks. Now that Mino was right where he belongs.
We did it again, didn't we? Didn't we? Now nobody has to die.
Except for one brave little somebody.
Huh?
I'm talking about you, Missile.
Oh, me? I guess you're right. I'm still dead, aren't I?
So let's go back and save your life.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
Now that I think about it, I think I want to stay dead a little longer.
What?
When I was alive, I couldn't even help Miss Camilla when she was in trouble. I want to be able to help protect Miss Camilla. To do that, I need these powers I have now.
I see. Perfectly understandable. Even I wish I had powers like that. Hey, we just saved you. Don't wish your life away already. Oh, of course, you're right. Alright, have it your way. By the way, Mr. Reckless Youth, there's a certain detective who needs that music box you found. When we get back to the present, could you give it to her? Certainly, you have my word.
And let's go back then, to the present!
So Camilla ended up in the hands of the kidnappers. We weren't able to change that part. Lean listened to my story without saying anything. Sorry, I wish there had been something else I could have done. No, you did the best you could. I'm sure she's alright after all.
After all, she has me!
Missile? Are you in there?
Miss Lean! Leave the Miss Camilla to me! I don't know. I don't look much like this right now, but I'm sure I can help her.
Missile.
Miss Lean!
I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm gonna leave it up to Missile. It kind of looks like Missile is being left up to the wind. Oh! I have something to give you. Stop the park from being turned into a housing site. Protect the park, protect the rock. Aren't you forgetting your promise? Oh, pardon me, pardon me. My apologies, this is for you. Oh! Again, the magical pockets. You kept this music box safe, didn't you? Thank you. Oh, not at all. I was only doing what the rocks would have wanted. What's the matter? Cat caught your tongue? He's mesmerized by my beauty. Hey! Cat's not allowed to kit your tongue. Excuse me, but are you? No, it couldn't be. Have we met before? Aren't you that little girl from that time? I'll never forget. It was 10 years ago in this park. 10 years ago? Are you talking about? Alright, what? Here in the park, the rocks surely control the fate. And today, 10 years ago from that day, we meet once again. If it isn't the power of the rocks, then what else is it? Could just be a coincidence. But apparently, you know our little lady detective. Could you tell us about it? About what happened 10 years ago? Yes, of course. I was actually just about to do that. Alright, what about the rocks? What's this rock thing you keep mentioning? Don't you know? It's right there in front of us. Missile. Wait a minute. You say GODS, but do you mean DOGS? Of course not. Don't be silly. There's no time for ridiculous word games. You are misunderstanding. Just above the rock. You're standing just above the rock right now. Take a good look at that monument. The rock from outer space. Temsik Park. The rock. The rock is buried in the ground right there. It's been there these 10 years. Ever since that day it flew down from the heavens and showed us a miracle. A miracle? So this rock you've been talking about is a meteorite? Precisely! It dropped from the sky on that day 10 years ago. Yes, of course. Surely you know all about it. Me? That day, I just happened to be passing through this park. I had no idea this would change my destiny. The sun was going down, and through the gloom, I heard the scream of a little girl. Eek! Now just calm down and drop that weapon.
Stay back. If you come closer, I'll shoot her.
I peeked fearfully from the bushes and saw some shadowy figures. I didn't see the face of the criminal directly. I knew I should do something to help, but I couldn't move. The tension was so thick it was painful, and when I couldn't stand it any longer, that's when it happened. The sky suddenly burned bluish white. When it crashed into the ground, the meteorite gave off a shower of beautiful fragments. And then I saw it. One of those beautiful fragments pierced into the criminal's back. The judgment of the rock was brought down on the park that day. "10 years ago, the little girl was saved by the rock." Oh my, I can't believe it. The rock was given the name Temsik, and still today, it lies sleeping in the park's end. I never knew about this Temsik. I thought Detective Zhao was the one who saved me. You were very young then. You were passed out from the shock of being taken hostage. Of course you wouldn't remember. Well, that's funny. A huge incident like this would have caused quite a stir. It's strange that you've never heard of it, Lane. Is it? It is, isn't it? But now I think about it, I remember I didn't want to think about what happened. I avoided the news, never came back to this park again. That's why I didn't know anything about it. The meteorite was named Temsik after the name of this park that it fell in. And then the rock was forgotten. And now an awful thing is happening. They're talking about turning the park into a housing site. I'll never forget the miracle I witnessed that day. And so I've taken up residence in this park and I'm trying to appeal to the people. Protect the park, protect the rock. That is my mission. I see. Taking you with me, Missile. So 10 years ago, a little girl was Lena and wasn't aware of the meteorite. I get that, but Detective Zhao, on the other hand, there's no way he didn't know about this Temsik thing. And if he knew, the man died. I took his life. What was that confession of his all about? The rock that fell from the sky 10 years ago changed the destinies of many people's lives, like ripples in a pond, and when a pebble is dropped in it. With every answer I get, I learn about a new mystery. Will I be able to break the chain of the mysteries before dawn? Anyway, now that we have all the evidence we need, we decided to meet up again at the minister's office. Besides, there are a few things I wanted to ask Detective Zhao.
We found the music box, Detective Zhao.
Good job, Lane. I knew you would. Once everything has been resolved, I had wanted to give this to him. Wanted you to give this to him.
Him? You mean Inspector Cabanilla, right?
I don't suppose he'll ever forgive me.
Detective Zhao.
Now then, let's get this thing open. There's a certain knack to doing it. See? He calls that a knack? It looks more like brute strength to me. Okay, how did that gun fit in that music box? That is a massive gun. You should find scorch marks on the rim.
Scorch marks?
When Camilla built her contraption, she used some special kind of string. It's a kind magicians use. It burns up in an instant and then disappears.
Why would little Camilla use something like that?
I don't know. Maybe it's because she's a detective's daughter, not leaving any evidence behind and all that. In any case, there was a mention of some scorch marks. When it happened, Camilla was watching from her hiding place. She saw the flame run into the gun, something she naturally didn't notice. Something she naturally didn't include in her design. I took the gun out of the frame and replaced it with the picture. If you remove the picture, you should find the scorch marks behind it on the frame too. And those marks should match up with the ones on the gun.
In other words,
it proves the contraption existed there in that day, there in that room on that day. And it didn't work the way your little girl intended, is that right? Exactly. Some cowardly culprit modified this lie. But if the angle was never brought up in court, so, as Justice Minister, I must call off the execution at this point.
I knew I was right. But it wasn't Detective Jowd. Now we can finally prove that. Thank goodness.
Thank you, Lean. In those eyes of yours, I see the eyes of that little girl from 10 years ago. Well, about that... well, let's go down the list of documents. What's the matter?
I just don't know. What should I have done 5 years ago?
Back then, nobody had any way of knowing the true nature of the manipulator. It wasn't anybody's fault that we didn't know the truth.
Do you really think so? Of course. Besides, what's more important now is deciding what to do next, am I right?
She's right, Mr. Minister.
Yes, of course. I do believe she is. What is it now? I just don't know. What should I do next? We'll figure it out. We believe it.
Cecil, if you hadn't come to my cell tonight, I would have been gone without ever knowing any of this. This is what I deserve. That's what I told myself for these past 4 years. Things are different. Thanks to you, my eyes have finally been opened. Tonight, I've come into contact with a lot of people's lives and got involved in their fates. And the only reason I was doing it was to regain my long lost memories. Things are different now. We're connected to each other somehow. I just know it. And that's why I need to ask you a few more questions in order to find out the truth about us. Fair enough. Fire away.
Cecil told me all about Detective Jowd, about the manipulator.
Yes. And it looks like this manipulator really did a number on the minister, too. Please don't pick on the minister. If he dies again, I'm the one that has to save him.
Cecil, do you think what's happened do you think that's what happened to me too?
What are you talking about? Don't tell me. You were manipulated too?
There was a part of me that just couldn't believe it. The image of the one.
Yeah, that was him. The image of the one who was shot. But now I see the possibility of a new explanation.
But who was it, and why'd they do it? That contraption was for a birthday surprise for Camilla's mother, wasn't it?
That's right.
Something's been bothering me about it. I feel I know that device from somewhere.
It's no surprise there. You lost your life once tonight because of that machine.
Right! I knew it! See, Detective Jowd?
No, I'm afraid I don't. See? I told Detective Jowd about it. I told him about seeing the exact same contraption tonight in a completely different place. That's very strange indeed. The junkyard on the edge of town? I've never heard of this place. And what's more, I've never told a single soul about that contraption.
You haven't?
That old pigeon guy. Who in the world is he? Detective Jowd, you must have heard this name before. Temsik? The meteorite that fell into the park 10 years ago? You were there. So you found out about that, did you? I heard that the meteorite saved Little Lean's life. That's right. Couldn't do anything to help Little Lean that day. But in that case, I don't get it. If If that's true, it doesn't mean you didn't steal somebody's life away.
What are you talking about?
Detective Jowd, you told me that 10 years ago, the person who killed the perpetrator in the park was you.
What? But it was the meteorite.
I wasn't lying. I stole that man's life away. No question about it. It was entirely my fault. I was just about to shoot him. I would have shot him in the next instant if the meteorite hadn't come. At that point, I was already murdered.
That's not true. We're trying to save me.
Lean, I'm sorry. I don't think that's really it.
Huh?
On that day 10 years ago, a different incident happened in another place.
Another place?
Yes, in the police headquarters interrogation. The worst sort of incident. A suspect who was being questioned.
Wow. I didn't know about that.
I happened to be in the detective division, so I joined the chase. Fortunately, or I guess unfortunately, I was able to track them down. Hold it right there! I fired a warning shot. I wanted to catch it back. That warning shot made it pattern. At the time, I was young and green detective, brandishing my sense of justice like a sword. I made him panic and got you involved, Lee. It was my fault.
Detective Jowd.
All I could see was my target. I couldn't even see you. I'm sorry. You gotta learn from your mistakes, dude.
So the man who grabbed me died that day?
These last 10 years, never forgotten his face. And then a few years after that, when my wife Alma died in such a mysterious way, I thought it was fate. My punishment for what I had done. I painted a picture in my cell. My portrait, nothing but portraits of people's faces. All the faces of the many people I'd met in my life and I didn't want to forget. And tonight, I finished my last portrait, the final face I wanted to remember. And that's our face. The final face. The face of the man in the park that day. Wait 1 minute! It can't be. I saw that painting. I saw the face you painted tonight. It was my face. Are you telling me I was the one? I was the man in the park that time? That's right. That face of yours is the face I saw 10 years ago. The face of the man whose life I stole. Of the man who was pronounced dead at the scene.
But hold on, Detective Jowd. That can't be true. I just met Cecil for the first time tonight. And he died right in front of me.
By the way, the name that I know the man by in the day isn't Cecil.
What?
From the first minute I laid eyes on you tonight, I've been wondering, who in the world is this girl? Mr. Minister. Inspector Cavanilla, where are you? Just be quiet and listen. This is our demand.
What? Demand?
Our demand hasn't changed. The execution must be denied. Once we've confirmed it's been carried out, or at least the hospital. What are you talking about, Inspector Cavanilla? And you know it wasn't my daughter who was abducted. Does it really matter who the hostage is? A life is a life. Even if it's the daughter of a death row prisoner. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for a call.
What is it, Mr. Minister? You look paler than ever.
What is going on, Inspector Cavanilla? The rock that fell from the sky 10 years ago twisted the fates of many people and started a chain of tragic events. Even now, the chain continues to grow ever longer. Inspector Cavanilla's call proved that to us. And the greatest mystery of all has risen to the surface. Who is this me that I've been chasing all night? Who am I? I am further from knowing that than when I started. That's it for this chapter. Yeah. We got one. There should be one more chapter after this. I might be incorrect. I looked at like the different chapters you could purchase here, just to get an inference, and it said 14 to end. There might be a few other ones in between, but yeah. Judging from where this is, it's probably got maybe like a couple more chapters, so I was a little incorrect in that. It's been a while. Again, it's been a while since I played this game, so there is that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Next time we will continue this insanity. See you guys then.